From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
The All Indiana Podcast Network.
This is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now all the latest news.
Kylie Conway has all the news you need to know.
And more.
Please stand by.
Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for Monday, September 20th. It'll be mostly cloudy today with showers off and on until the afternoon, ending for a little bit at least, a high of 78. The showers come back tomorrow. Pfizer says its COVID-19 vaccine works for children 5 to 11 years old. The pharmaceutical company says it plans to now seek authorization for this group soon. The vaccine's already available for ages 12 and up. Pfizer studied a lower dose of its 2-dose vaccine in more than 2,200 kindergartners and elementary school-aged kids. The kids developed coronavirus-fighting antibody levels just as strong as teenagers and young adults. And the days of full COVID coverage are over. In 2020, many large insurance companies waived the cost sharing for COVID-19 care. A new study by the Kaiser Family Foundation shows most private insurance companies are not continuing that practice. According to the data, 72% of health insurance plans are no longer waiving out-of-pocket costs for COVID treatment, meaning patients are now responsible for full deductibles and copays. The FDA is set to hold more talks this week on COVID-19 booster shots. The agency's advisory panel is calling for boosters to initially be limited to people 65 and older and those considered high risk. The recommendation is narrower than the Biden administration's call to give a booster dose to all Americans, though Dr. Anthony Fauci says the panel will likely widen its recommendations in the weeks to come.
They're going to continue to look at this literally in real time. More data will be coming in on both safety for younger individuals, efficacy both from Israel, other countries, as well as our substantial cohorts that the CDC is following. So the story is not over yet. I think people need to understand that. This is not the end of the story.
The CDC has the final say on boosters and is set to meet about the issue this week. Carson Wentz will undergo further evaluation today. The quarterback will have an MRI. Wentz went down late in the fourth quarter of Sunday's loss to the Rams. He twisted his ankle badly as he stretched out a play for an incompletion. Wentz got up slowly, limped to the sideline. We should learn more this afternoon when head coach Frank Reich talks. The team practices today ahead of Sunday's game in Tennessee.
But the biggest surprise is that the quarterback isn't the problem so far. Carson Wentz, in my opinion, has been terrific. This was a lot of problems all over the offensive line. Star
guard Quentin Nelson says the line needs to do better to give Wentz a chance to survive and thrive.
His toughness, shoot, all the times he's gotten hit, all the times he's gotten up, it's on a different level. Hasn't complained once. We need to be better up front and do a good job to protect him because he's a great player. And if we give him more time, he can play even better. Everyone just do their job and we can light it up.
The Colts are now 0-2, bottom of the division, and scrambling for their first win of the season. News 8's Charlie Clifford looks at the mindset in the locker room.
The health of Carson Wentz's injured right ankle, the main concern for the Colts as they fall to 0-2 for the first time under Frank Reich. Wentz spiking his helmet in pain in the fourth quarter, forced to watch the final two series. The update, he will undergo an MRI to determine the severity of this injury. As of now, his status against Tennessee very much in jeopardy for next week.
At this point, I'm frustrated about the loss, and there's a lot of emotions going on, and I'm going to go get a scan as soon as I can and pray a lot that God can heal this thing and heal it quickly so we can be out there next week. Thought we did some good things, some encouraging things. Obviously, being down, inside the 5 twice and walking away with no points definitely is a tough one to overcome, especially against a good team like that. And we still had a chance. So there's a lot of good to build on and encouraging things.
When you have a running quarterback who gets hurt, then everybody says, well, there you go. And that's natural. But just look around the league. I mean, that's just the way the league is. I mean, half the quarterbacks around the league play like Carson plays. We like the guy we got. I'm really happy about the way Carson's playing, and I think it's just going to get better. I'm just really discouraged about our red zone play in the first 2 games.
After week 1, I think that, we got Carson hit too many times that week. Today, I think that they probably saw that on film and went for it, right? So there's no hide in this league. We got to stop it. It was too many shots on him. It's a long season. I've been a part of a season when we started out 5-2 and then lost a bunch of games. I've been a part of the season where we were 1-5, and then we went on a 10-game winning streak. So what happened? You learn from the first game, the second game, and you move on.
The red zone is the difference on Sunday. The Colts, a couple of miscues inside the 5-yard line in the first half, resulting in no points. Cooper Kupp tormenting the Colts secondary throughout the game. Sean McVay, after on the roller coaster sequence in the second half, quote, "I need a beer. What do Colts fans need heading to Tennessee 0-2? Charlie Clifford, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
If Wentz cannot go Sunday, we got a glimpse of the likely starter. Jacob Eason played the last few minutes of the game and threw an interception on his first series, essentially sealing the loss. And Colts fans are anxious to hear an injury update on Wentz. We'll talk to Carson Wentz about how he's feeling when Anthony Calhoun goes one-on-one with the QB. The exclusive interview airs every Wednesday at 6 o'clock on Wish TV. Today, several Indiana National Guard armories began accepting donations to help the Afghan refugees at Camp Atterbury. The Kessler Moore Readiness Center in Indianapolis is one of a handful of places across the state accepting donations for the refugees. A reminder of some items needed: men's and women's long-sleeve shirts, underwear, pants, jackets, socks, hats, shoes, and slip-on sandals, all being accepted. And only new items will be taken. You can find a full list of locations online right now at wishtv.com. Just look under the As Seen on Wish TV section. The search for a missing cross-country traveler is over. Authorities say they believe a body found in Wyoming is that of Gabby Petito. Petito and her partner, Brian Laundrie, went from Florida to the western states, touring national parks and other sites. Laundrie returned on September 1st without Petito and without an explanation. Investigators named Laundrie a person of interest and now say they cannot find him. Last week, family members say he headed to a Florida nature preserve. Petito's family is reacting to the news of the likely discovery of her body. Her father posted a broken heart and a message saying his daughter had touched the world. An FBI agent on the case offered this.
As every parent can imagine, this is an incredibly difficult time for the family and friends. Our thoughts and prayers are with them. We ask that you all respect the privacy as they mourn the loss of their daughter.
The local coroner says there will be an autopsy tomorrow to confirm the identity and cause of death. A massive expulsion at the southern border. The Biden administration is deporting hundreds of migrants currently camped under a bridge in Del Rio, Texas. Most of them are from Haiti, and flights are taking them back now. More than 320 Haitians went back Sunday. More flights are scheduled for tomorrow and Wednesday. Some are criticizing the move, citing the dire conditions in Haiti following a devastating earthquake. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is defending the deportations.
So we have watched very carefully the conditions in Haiti, and we made a decision that temporary protected status was appropriate and that it should be extended to people who are resident here in the United States as of July 29th. And we made it very, very clear that people arriving after that date would in fact be repatriated. That is indeed what we are doing.
Mayorkas says he'll visit the border, but not yet saying when. He calls the situation heartbreaking. Democrats will not be able to include immigration reform in their giant budget proposal. It's a crushing blow to the party's efforts to address what it calls America's broken immigration system. Democrats wanted to use their $3.5 trillion package to give millions of immigrants a chance to become citizens. But the Senate's parliamentarian ruled the language was too broad for a budget proposal and instead an enduring policy. Democrat leaders say they're disappointed and plan to pursue other strategies. And this morning, one Broad Ripple business owner says he's excited about a big construction project. The city's $6 million plan aims to make the area better for walking. News 8's Demi Johnson talked to people who feel the updates are needed.
A bustling Broad Ripple at night is a common sight, but the fun is often paired with crowded sidewalks and overcoming obstacles.
At points, when there's oncoming traffic or, it's like, okay, where do I go?
I mean, sometimes it can be a pain crossing through like the main drag and some of the busier roads.
Making the area more walkable is a major part of DPW's plan for Broad Ripple. The $6 million project will address stormwater capacity to help with flooding, widen sidewalks, and add ADA-compliant curbs. More lighting and green space are also coming. John Gardner from Broad Ripple Vintage is excited for the updates. He says his store thrives off of foot traffic.
When people see the store, they see it's got a unique name, and we got stuff outside that people don't see, and they're like, I want to go in there, and it's just something new and different.
But he knows not all businesses, especially those on the main drag, are as lucky. He worries about how they'll fare through the lengthy shutdowns.
I think it's a double-edged sword. I think that, of course, it might strain businesses around here in the initial with, like, people not being able to park as much, people not being able to get to places as easily. But I think once it's done, it'll attract more people. You'll have more people living in the area and people more coming to the area. And I think that will increase business.
Laura Friesen spends a lot of time in Broad Ripple for work and fun. She says with more people moving to the neighborhood, an update like this one is needed.
It's going to really change, traffic-wise. It's already changed traffic-wise. So I think having sidewalks is very important.
She calls the project forward thinking and says she hopes other areas of the city follow suit.
We're kind of looking at taking stock, like what's working for us and what's not, and too many automobiles in a small area could be part of that.
Reporting in Indianapolis, Demi Johnson, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
The work will happen along Broad Ripple Avenue from College to Primrose. The project also goes north and south on Guilford and Carrollton Avenues and south on Winthrop Avenue. It's slated to start next year. Today, more lane restrictions, this time on the southwest side of downtown. Construction projects will affect 4 major streets. South, West, Capitol, and McCarty streets will be worked on. Although it won't shut down roads entirely, it could slow down your drive time to and from work. Many people already feel it's tough getting around downtown and aren't looking forward to more construction. Some drivers tell us between the North Split and other downtown projects, it's just too much happening at once, especially with more people coming downtown for events at the convention center and Colts games. One bar owner tells us parts of the project will force people to slow down near his business. He hopes that'll mean more people stop in. But other business owners feel the congestion will hinder people from coming downtown.
It's a nuisance because everybody's not accustomed to downtown, and you're accustomed to going one way and find out it's blocked or one lane, and you got people cutting all in front of you, and nobody is really courteous.
Let's finish one project that we start before we start doing 100 more tasks. You know what I mean? Like, nobody can handle that. I'm glad that the construction workers will have the work, but at the same time, it affects everyone else in the community, especially the downtown area. I own 2 businesses downtown. I live downtown. I absolutely love downtown. I want to see it thrive, and it's not.
Most of the construction is happening on Southwest, Capitol, and McCarty streets and will take place on Mondays and Saturdays for the most part. Construction should wrap up in November. The Honda Indiana Auto Plant is starting mass production of the 2022 Honda Civic hatchback. It's the first time the car will be made in the United States. Honda says it plans to host a production event and make an investment announcement today. It's at the Honda plant in Greensburg at 9:30 this morning. Masks are required.
Hey, you got what I need. What you say he's just a friend. What you say he's just a friend.
The stars belt out the late, great Biz Markie's signature song together during TV's biggest night, and this was the show opening serenade. Streaming was king and queen as 2 of the biggest non-network giants swept the top honors. The Crown and The Queen's Gambit led in awards with 11 apiece. Apple TV's Ted Lasso took 7. Actress, producer, director Debbie Allen won the Governor's Award for her life's achievements.
It's been many years in the making. It's taken a lot of courage to be the only woman in the room most of the time. A lot of courage and creativity and fight and faith to believe that I could keep going, and I have.
Allen also urged a younger generation to tell your stories. It's your turn. The plan for a Larry Bird Museum is slowly taking shape. Organizers of the museum are starting to assemble the items. It'll be part of the new Terre Haute Convention Center. It's expected to be completed by March. It'll include donated items by Bird and other people, things from his career with the Boston Celtics, U.S. Olympics team, and Indiana State University. A company is calling out Hammond drivers as the rudest in Indiana. Insurify Insights says it used data from 4 million car insurance applications to make the rankings. It puts Hammond at 34% ruder on average than the rest of the state. The group says it considered as factors failures to yield, failures to stop, improper backing or passing, tailgating, street racing, and hit and runs. Rancho Cordova, California topped the list. And the city with the most polite drivers is Somerset, Kentucky. And to business headlines, executives from Exxon, Shell, BP, and others are being called to testify in Congress next month after a secret recording this year exposed an Exxon official playing down fossil fuels' impact on climate change. The move comes as Washington is wrestling with major climate legislation intended to slash the nation's reliance on oil and gas. In 2020 alone, natural disasters caused $268 billion worth of damages worldwide, according to data platform Statista. And scientists are worried that the storm's increasing rate, lack of action against climate change, and antiquated infrastructure. Amazon has confirmed a South China Morning Post report that the internet giant has banned more than 600 Chinese brands over review fraud incidents. The firms intentionally and repeatedly violated review policies banning incentivized reviews. The vendors were caught offering rewards, including gift cards, for customers leaving reviews. In some states looking at cutting off all investments in European consumer giant Unilever. Unilever is the parent company of Ben & Jerry's ice cream, which decided earlier this year to stop selling its ice cream in the West Bank. New York, New Jersey, and Texas are also considering or have stopped state pension investment in the brand. SpaceX says the space tourism business is now booming. 4 private astronauts launched into orbit by Elon Musk's SpaceX returned to Earth Saturday evening, splashing down into the ocean off the east coast of Florida after a 3-day mission. Executives have said that SpaceX has a backlog of commercial trips booked and that it wants to conduct at least 6 such missions a year. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
Check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.
allindianapodcastnetwork.com.